Hello, welcome to lesson 3 and 4 of chapter 6, algebraic fractions and formula. Right, so previously we learned how to multiply and do division on fractions. Right, so for this lesson, we are going to look at how are we going to do addition and subtractions of fractions. Right, so it's additions and subtractions of fractions. Now, multiplication and division, they follow different rules as compared to addition and subtraction. All right, but don't worry, all the things that we are learning here are actually skills that we have learned in primary school. Right, so let's take a look at the solo. Right, so first of all, now this is an example on how we can subtract two fractions together. Now, as you can see, what we are doing here, actually, this method is basically called the common denominator. Okay, it's basically called the common denominator. Now, to give you a better examples, all right, easier examples, you can have something like half plus 1/3. Half plus 1/3. So in primary school, how do we learn how to do? Well, we change the half to 3/6, and we change the 1/3 to 2/6. Right, common denominator, correct? Because, well, the common denominator is 6. Right, how do we know that it's 6? Well, 6 is actually the LCM of 2 and 3. Of course, in primary school, we are not taught what is LCM, but anyway, we did it. All right, so basically for secondary school, we're just learning what is LCM. After we have the common denominator, then we can add up the numerator. So it's 3 plus 2/6, which eventually gives us 5/6. Right, so this one is just a very quick example. Right, just to show you that we are going to use the exact same skill. Right, so without further ado, let's move on to example 1. All right, maybe after doing one example, you'll know. So first, we look at the denominator. 5 and 2. What is the lowest common multiples? Okay, or the common denominator? Right, it is 10. So how do I get 10? Right, I multiply the numerator and denominator by the same value. All right, let me zoom in a bit. I multiply the numerator and denominator by the same value. So the first fraction, I multiply the numerator and denominator by 2. And for the second fraction, I multiply the numerator and denominator by 5. Okay, by doing this, I will have 6a/10 plus 5a/10. So the main objective is common denominator. After which, the numerator, this sign will basically go to the numerator. So it's 6a plus 5a gives me 11a/10. Right, so this is for addition. How about for subtraction? Well, okay, we added in some algebra here. So it's 3 and 5a. So again, look at the number and the letter separately. So 3 and 5, the common denominator is 15. All right, so for the value itself is 3 and 5, 15. The letter, just write down whatever letter you see. There's an A here, that means it's A. So usually I write down this one first. Why? Because from here I can then clearly see from 3, how do I get 15a? Well, I need to multiply by 5a, right? So I need to multiply by 5a to the numerator and denominator. So this is one way to help me see, what do I need to multiply by to give me the common denominator. Right, so this one will give me 10ax. Right, minus away. So for the second fractions, same thing, common denominator, 15a. Multiply top and bottom by 3. Right, just take note, because at the numerator, now there are two terms. Alright, when I multiply by 3, I'm multiplying to the whole numerator. I'm multiplying by the whole numerator. So by doing it this way, it will be 3x plus 21. Alright. Now, next, I'm going to combine them. Just take note over here. Okay, put a star here. Wow, why? Because if I have a fraction minus another fraction, I need to be careful. Be careful of the sign. Alright, but more specifically, is this 21. Right. Why? Because this negative sign is for the whole numerator, meaning to say there is actually a bracket here. There is actually a bracket there. That means when I combine, it will be this. Right, the 21 will becomes a negative 21. In fact, actually not just a 21, becomes a negative 21. See, the positive 3x will become a negative 3x. Alright, so when I combine them, I must make sure that, okay, I need to change the sign. Alright, this is actually a negative 1 multiplied in, okay, which gives me this. So this will be the solution. Alright, over here, please pause the video, and before you proceed on to the next video, please go and do page 9, okay, on practice 1. Okay, page 9, practice 1.